Hey, beautiful people. It's your girl, Tanja Weeders, ECMG Creative. Hope all is well. And we're talking about building your personal brand in 2020. This is the preamble to our latest blog found on ecmgroups.com/the blog. But do know that you don't have to jump over there right quick. Right now, we're going to give you 7 steps or 7 tips that you can use right now in your business to begin to start creating your own personal brand and create some credibility and some leverage for some new opportunities. All right. So, personal branding, you probably know a bit about it, and the full gamut of the entire situation is this: just be you. There are tools and tricks that are out there that will help you promote it best for your business. But in this small yet fast paced world, do know that there are always new strategies popping up and some new tools that you can use as well. And we want to help you navigate through some of them right now. It was the great Jeff Bezos of Amazon.com, fame and riches, who said that your brand is what people say about you when you are not in a room. Now, if there's any one thing that you can take away from this entire presentation, it is this: you have the power to create your own narrative, to create your own messaging, to create your own new. You can actually recreate your own you. All right, there's even a book that's out right now called You Just Better, and that's really what it's about. Everything is about drama, it's about amplification, it's about embellishment. And so whatever it is that you do, make sure that you can find you in it, and that will never lead you down the wrong path. Stay true to thine own self. So a brief introduction is this: that intimate things nowadays are becoming okay for public consumption. As my grandmother would say, just because you can doesn't mean that you should, and you better not. Remember that personal brands can begin to take on a life of their own, but you have got to maintain the control and the power of how you are represented or represented to the world. And, getting out of control when it comes to your brand, it can happen without you even realizing it. You can ask some of these YouTube stars or even Instagram stars, how this came to be. And a lot of them are really shocked because while they thought they were just playing games or just making folks laugh or even just giving their commentary, that fame happened almost instantaneously without them even knowing it. So it's critical how you show up for your audience, and you do have some semblance of control. Always remember that, right? So first up, do an honest audit. Audit yourself, right? An easy way to figure out how your personal brand actually looks online before you even get there is to search for it. Google yourself or go to some of the other platforms like Yahoo, even YouTube, and also Bing, right? So just go there, plug in your name, your business, or even your idea. You might have an idea that you want to use, but you're not even sure whether someone else has that idea or not. It was Michael Jackson who used to wake up in the middle of the night and go crazy after he had these dreams in terms of, writing a song, performing the song, getting the melody, the harmonies down. And someone asked him why he does that. And he says very simply, because God gave me this idea, and if I don't jump on it, Prince is going to get it. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, and there's only, a way that you can express a certain idea. But at the end of the day, nothing is new. Somebody else can get it. So Google yourself, search yourself, and find out what's already there. And a good way to do that is to set up Google alerts so that you don't have to do all of the heavy lifting. The information can come to you straight to your inbox. Next up, don't give unsolicited advice. Now, I know this seems like completely antithetical to what we're even doing on YouTube, but what I mean by this is recognizing, all of us have recognized that there are folks that get online, they insert themselves into situations they have nothing to do with. And one of the biggest turnoffs, both on and offline, is a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all. I told you that this was going to happen at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 67 seconds. Knock it off. No one likes a know-it-all. Stop talking so much. No one wants to be lectured to, and no one wants to be preached to. Now, what I mean by this is that if you're going to speak to your audience, take some time and speak with your audience. That's why when you go on certain lives, you have folks who are making comments, and you'll see the host looking at the comments, inviting them into the conversation, because that's really what we want to do. We want to return back to civility, where folks used to pick up the phone and guess what? There was somebody else on the other end. Remember that social media is a two-way street, and it really is what you make it. Now, get comfortable in front of the camera. I know, who am I to talk, seeing as all you're doing is hearing my voice? But let me tell you something. You're listening to me and you're attentive because you know that this information is something that you can take and you can ride it until the wheels fall off. If you have value, there is nothing stopping you, not even a bad hair day, right? So with this coronavirus situation that's going on, do know that there are going to be a lot of things in this world that are changing, and video conferencing and platforms is one of them. If you know, in the stocks or into getting stocks and stuff, look into these video conferencing softwares, because, and there's a lot of them out there now that you should invest in, because a lot of us are going to be working from home. A lot of people are going to be working remotely, and so remember, you got to get comfortable with being in front of the camera, and put on your Sunday's best and keep your footies on. But remember to always be camera ready, because you never know. That deal might be right on the other side of that camera and you don't even know it. So start practicing right now. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is not Hove, but I do subscribe to the Lord. And my name is Tanja Weeders, ECMG Creative. Hope all is well. And I am the creative strategist over at ecmgroups.com. And what we do on a day-to-day basis is we help build brands that connect with ideal clients sooner rather than later. Our ratio is really, really crazy, and we increase our clients' client base, anywhere between 30 and 60% every 60 days. We're getting that kind of turnover and new white hot leads into their business, because we know exactly what to do once we show them what their vision looks like. I believe one of my superpowers is showing businesses what their vision actually looks like on paper and with paper. That's what I'm talking about. If your dreams are not creating the income and the lucrative experiences that you want to have, you would need to get in touch with us. You might want to holler at me, as Dame Dash would say. At ECMG Creative, we recognize that the power is in the group. And so we have folks who are working with us in the New York City metropolitan area and also throughout the country as well. We are digital marketers, we're strategists, we're consultants, we're graphics and social media gurus. And what we understand is that when we bring our powers together for our clients, that we become relentlessly lethal when it comes to making sure that the dream of our clients and our customers are actually coming to light. So what we love to do is to breathe life into the messaging and even into the backdrop of what businesses are doing to make their lives easier, so that they can bring in more cash and more clients and more clientele. That's what we do every single day, all day, and sometimes on the weekend, but I'm not supposed to say that. Anyway, so if you're interested in brand development and design, business coaching and consulting, content development and digital marketing, both on the e-commerce side and in the day-to-day business side, give us a shout out, won't you? We're all across social media at ECM Groups. Next up is do have something to say. And this is in two parts because it's very important. I'm going to draw your attention to LinkedIn. Jimmy Fallon said it once that LinkedIn is Facebook's boring uncle. But let me tell you something. LinkedIn is really buttoned up, but they're understanding the power of influence to the extent that it's no longer just a professional networking platform for finding jobs, but now it is opening up the doors for us to share our our personal brands with the world. An interview is not an interview no more. I'm going to tell you right now. So get used to using it to its fullest potential, because what you do on Instagram, you can do on LinkedIn. You just have to do it in a different way. If you need help with that, you know where we are. We are no longer limited to just posting up status updates, but now we have the ability to write long form content. And my challenge to you is that you would do that. I know you say that you don't want to be a blogger or you don't want to put out that kind of content, but let me tell you something. With the information that you know, and if you've ever written a resume, you know this, that when you really don't know how much you know until you have to revamp your resume. And then when you start updating it with things that you're doing on your job currently, you're looking around like, wait a minute. I need a raise. Never mind a new position. Can you just give me a raise? Because I'm not even supposed to be doing this. So what I'm saying to that is, you have no idea how much information that you have that other folks want to know and that they actually is an audience for until you do that. So put it in long term or long form content on LinkedIn. Write about what you know, what you do, how you do it, and your unique point of view. Share that with folks. Don't worry about gaining tons of viewers or likes per post, because it's going to come at some point. Recognize that sharing your posts on LinkedIn gives you access to unique opportunities to collaborate and partner with businesses that you otherwise might not have been able to do before. Right? So yes, I'm making fun of myself. This is what I do, because I've learned that taking yourself a little bit too seriously can stop you from moving forward and taking your rightful position. And I have one golden rule in my business, in my life: thou shalt not degrade thy brand ever, ever. Ever. And this came as a result of a personal situation. I was at a family event and somebody was acting stupid. And I left. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I have a brand to represent. I have a business to represent. I will not. I will not cave to the foolishness. And there have been situations and since where people want to move you out of being a human being and they want you to turn into a savage. And your choice is your choice. You have a choice whether you're going to stand up, whether you're going to stand out, or whether you're going to be something other than what you were created to be, which is dynamic, valuable, and you're in a position in order to help others do the same, right? So realize what your limitations are. I know that we get up every morning, we say we're unstoppable, we are limited, ain't no stopping us now. But guess what? Every single one of us have limitations. That's why we're still on the planet, so that we can figure out how to maneuver that. So even though it's a good idea to be and stay active on social media, remember not to publicly share information that should otherwise be left private. Again, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. You should stay out of heated arguments and debates, especially when it comes to politics. Because, Uncle Bernie, what are you doing, bro? And no after party shows. You millennials, you wonderful selfie people who love to do the dances outside of cars, that's going to come back and bite you in your hind parts. So you have to remember to control what you are putting out into the atmosphere, all right, especially online. And no talk of relationships, please. I mean, unless you're a relationships expert, which nobody is, don't talk about relationships or the lack thereof. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Don't try to fake it till you make it. Nobody likes fake. Nobody likes phony. Nobody likes fugazi. It really doesn't matter. Nobody likes to get got. All right. So your personal brand, you should know it's not a costume. It's a costume. It's not something that you put on. It's something that exudes from you without you not even trying. Your personality belongs to you. And that's not to mean that there's no one else in the world who's quite like you, but there really isn't. It's not a disguise or who you hope to be one day. And that doesn't mean don't try to be better or to be a better version of you. Just don't pretend to the extent that you lose the authenticity of who you really are. Because at the end of the day, you've always been the brand. So all you have to do is present that in a way that you feel would best reach more people, more of an audience. Stay true to the real you and maintain that level of consistency, and you'll do just fine. And so, a word from my fairy godmother, the one, the only Whoopi Goldberg, when she was asked about the key to longevity in this career in entertainment, she said, quite plainly, give zero for you know what I'm saying? Give zero full quas. Give zero. I have no F's left for you, bruh. And be yourself. Period. That's the way you survive. You survive people telling you ugly all your life. You survive people telling you what you can't do. You survive being called pretty all your life, which is a backhanded statement for, yeah, that's all you are is pretty. You don't know nothing else. You dumb and fine. No, bruh. Here's how this is going to happen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get on these internet streets. I'm going to get on social. I'm going to make these things happen. I'm going to run this entertainment business. I'm going to run this branding business. I'm going to run this e-commerce. I'm going to do whatever it is that you set your mind to do. And I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. And I will make you sorry you ever looked in my direction. Okay, that's how you make it, baby. That's how you make it. So we thank you for spending your time with us today. Do go over to the blog named Personal Branding Do's and Don'ts and follow through all of the ideas and the gifts and the talents that I'm giving you today. You can utilize in your business right now. You can start doing this right now. You need any help? Just call us. We're right here at ECM Groups all across social media and ecmgroups.com. So if you like what you're seeing, don't be stingy. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on your notifications so that you'll know when the new content is coming. We are dropping blogs every single week. So that means that we will be dropping these informational videos so that you can get a sneak peek. And when you hear about it first here on YouTube, know that you're getting exclusive content here on YouTube. And then you get even more when you get to the blog. Alright, so we'll talk to you later. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and understand this. Success looks good on you. You need to wear that more often. Keep your head up and don't let anybody take that smile off your face, or I'm gonna come and we gonna have a little pray about it. Talk to you soon.